My name is Goran, and I'll be talking about how we are using the freemium model and still, are being loved by children and parents, which is what we see through our ratings, our reviews. Yeah, a bit of our background. We're a team of 5 people. I'm stepping in for the lady on the left because she just had a baby. But that's pretty much how our team works. We are democratic in our decisions. We are 2 developers, 2 designers, and the project manager. And we are always trying to sort of have the finger on the pulse of what Toonia is doing, to understand our vision, to understand the DNA of the company, all of us, and to have the tasks and the mission in sight. So yeah, it was quite easy for me to step in. How we started 4 years ago as a team within a parent company that invested in us in the form of salaries. So that meant we had no budget for any sort of marketing, user acquisition, but what we had was this safety net for us to sort of try and make products that would take off on their own and be able to support us in the long run. This was all in, and we are still located in Slovenia, which is a very small market. It's also one of the factors that sort of influences how we function. We have to make everything for worldwide markets, because our market is, well, it's a country of 2 million people, so there's not really much space, not many things to, well, we cannot really learn a lot from our local market. And yeah, so how it started with this app. It was published in 2012. It was a story maker. It was something that was created for the touchscreen, but based on an online platform that was run by the parent company before that, and was quite successful. So what we did was we took the concept and we created a lot of artwork for to sort of make something that was aimed at kids, and also spent a lot of time designing the interface, designing the interaction that kids could, have with this quite complex gameplay. So after a lot of work, after a year in development, what was a premium app, after launch, it had very little success. And we had this product that we were working on for a long time, but there were no users. So we had an idea, looking back, quite a silly idea, to create another app which would be free and would get a lot of users, get a lot of kids playing it, and then use cross-promotion to sort of channel those users to buy this app. That was our way of making any sort of revenue. What we did with the new app, which looked like this, was we created Colorbook. A very limited set of tools was used, so not to overwhelm the kids, but also because it was meant to be as an app, meant to be designed as an app that would be designed in a fast time and sort of just push as a free app. Like I said, ask people to buy the paid app. We were using the artwork from the first app, starting to establish some sort of a brand. And as an afterthought in this Colorbook, which was released in May of 2013, we included 1 in-app purchase. It was pretty much just like 1 pack that you could buy. We didn't really count on it at all. We thought maybe some revenue is going to come from this, but of course the cross-promotion is going to do all the magic, and the first app is going to take off. You can imagine how that went. So what surprised us was, okay, we were expecting some sort of user base to form, but after a couple of months after the launch, we were featured and the downloads went up and then down again, but yeah, they kept rising. And so we had all these users, we had all these kids playing it and loving it, but we couldn't do much, well, not much revenue was coming from it. We hit 1 million downloads in August of 2014. And like I said, the revenue wasn't there. This is how the chart looked. The feature helped. We included a second in-app purchase after a couple of months, and we doubled the prices after the feature because we saw that it was just not sustainable. We could not really get to the place where we wanted to be, where we could be sustained by our revenue and not really depend on the parent company with the prices that we had inside. And what we did after this, well, in the summer of 2014, we realized the conversion is not going to work. We have something that works, so let's embrace in-app purchases, but let's be cautious about it. Let's not anger our users, and let's not be mean about how we do things. So what we needed was, we needed to introduce more content, more types of content, and more discernible in-app purchases. Well, more content was, like was said many times today, if you have an in-app purchase model, it's especially a non-consumable in-app purchase, you have to be able to add a lot of content all the time. And with the more types of content, we were thinking about how we can improve the retention and give kids within the app a lot more time to play and more interesting gameplay. And the discernible in-apps, I will talk about this with the few next slides. We had a problem with communicating what was an in-app purchase and how you can get to it. So this was the situation. We had an interface that had been designed for an app that's going to be a free app forever, and it just didn't work in the long run. We had a lot of, the only in-app purchase at that time was buying additional pictures, and you could just navigate this very unorganized carousel, which had some sort of a navigation bar at the bottom, and we had to solve this to be able to include new in-app purchases without really cluttering the entire app. What we did was we introduced a two-level interface. We have these clouds representing our packs and things that you can buy, and also they're sort of organizing the content within the app. And then once you press on a cloud, you will have this small animation navigating you to the content inside, which let us not only put in new pictures, but new tools, and sort of made everything a bit more future-proof. And this is how the bundles can look now in the app. And what we did with this one update, quite a major overall of our app, was we increased our revenue. It was launched in September of 2014. Our packs were selling very well, and we had a lot better retention in our app. So I guess this was the point where our app became a freemium app to the fullest. What happened after that was we reached 2 million downloads, but also started thinking about how to develop the app further. We have now, with the third version, we have included advanced features, because we see our user base is growing, and also we are encouraging the feedback of our users, so we know where we're going to be going in the next few years, or if we last that long. So basically, this was our way of discovering in-app purchases and our way of dealing with them. And we have these are the benefits, like we heard today many times, these are the benefits of the in-app purchases. We have a longer revenue lifetime. Our charts with this app do not compare with any other apps that we have put out, and especially the paid apps. We can count on people discovering the app, and even after it's been on the App Store for a long time, the downloads still look very nice. And the rating and the rankings are, of course, something that comes with having a freemium app, because your user base is very big. Now, we know that there's a problem with the in-app purchases, and a lot of people hate in-app purchases, especially when it comes to kids. It's not that much of a problem when you're talking about apps that are not designed for kids. But we are very well aware of this, and also it's a company where a lot of us have kids of our own, so we sort of have some rules we stick to when we design in-app purchases, which is they cannot be consumable in any way. We see our app as an digital, well, as an analogy of an analogous toy, let's say. When you buy a tool inside, it should be there with you forever. It's just a color book that you can take everywhere with you on an iPad or an iPhone. The in-app purchases are limited, so you always see where you are if you spend for the amount of money you're going to be spending inside. Sort of, you know what the what you have to spend to get everything, and the transparency is something that we do with changing our descriptions, improving our descriptions, and improving the interface to show the users what the contents of the in-app purchases are. So we try to be very clear about what you're getting for your money. And of course, we are not intrusive. We put them in the interface, but we put them on the edges of our apps because we presume that if you like the app, if you play the app for a long time, you're going to be able to find them on your own, and they don't have to be in your face. And non-essential means they are not in any way crucial to having a good gameplay within the app. So this is our relationship with the freemium model and how it evolved, and this is what our relationship with our users looks like. We have a very overwhelming amount of feedback and positive feedback coming our way all the time, despite having this model. But what it has allowed us to do in the long run is not only that the Colorbook has over 2 million users, has a very good rating, and a very good conversion rate, it has allowed our studio of 5 people to be sustainable and to produce 9 apps altogether without really having to depend on any sort of investment from the outside. And we are sort of slowly growing, and we hope to keep it that way. So that's it. It's kind of short, but.
First question. I read there are 2 million users. Are you talking downloads or active
Sorry,
users?
yeah, 2 million downloads, but our users remain very active.
Okay, and you have a 10% conversion for inside app purchases that are not crucial to the game and not in any way infringing into the kids. How do you make 10% conversion? Just curious.
You can play the app, of course, like for a very long time, but you will have a small benefit. For instance, you can buy a tool that will let you paint with patterns.
Okay, let me rephrase. So you have a 10% conversion.
Yeah.
These are for kids, right? So they have to go to the parents to ask for permission to make it.
Yeah.
If there's no incentive, it's not important to the game, you have 10%. I'm just impressed. I'm not just so.
No, what we see is that our users stay active. Well, users that like the game, they have been playing it for months and years, and at some point they would like more color, more pictures to color, some new tools, and that's when they go to the parents. And for instance, grandparents are very strongly represented. Yep.
Sorry. How are you managing acquisition for these type of things? Is it entirely organic in featuring, or?
Yeah, it's the features are something that boosts us from time to time, but it's we are doing everything without any sort of acquisition. We are trying to have a good relationship with bloggers and opinion makers, but that's also something that's quite not very stable usually.
Do you see the same results on the other apps?
No, our Colorbook is still the app that sustains us largely, but the other apps are, the cross promotion helps with these other apps as well.
No further questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.